Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dan again from CryptoCamacho.com. And hey, guys, do you ever notice or do you ever realize that the more you get into cryptocurrency and blockchain, the more interesting it becomes, the more interesting you start noticing other projects, and the more interesting just the whole entire thing is becoming, right? I found this ICO today, and I've seen it in the past before, but I really started reading about it today, and it's pretty fascinating. I mean, it's a pretty interesting concept, and I mean, I really just I want to make a video about it because this particular ICO, it's like I've seen everything. And I mean, now, we're taking blockchain to a whole nother level of, just, keeping track of financial balances on a ledger. We're actually now talking about taking data or entire data structures and putting them onto the blockchain to track them, to be able to program against them, and to be able to share and distribute that knowledge with anybody in the world, and then to create a mechanism where you could actually invest in that particular company, that idea, that vision, through the blockchain and through token creation is fascinating. It's crazy. And today, guys, I want to talk about this ICO. It's called Knowledge.io. Knowledge.io. It's fascinating. I mean, what these guys are trying to do, they're trying to make a knowledge economy on the blockchain itself. So they're using the Ethereum blockchain, and basically when you contribute and participate in this economy, this new knowledge economy, you're going to be rewarded with knowledge tokens, which are convertible back into Ethereum tokens, Bitcoin, and eventually, fiat currency if you want to go that route as well. So basically, by participating in this platform and by collaborating in this new ecosystem, you'll actually be paid and, given money in cryptocurrency coins to give your knowledge to this economy, right? And so after you give your knowledge to this economy in the form of questions, right, they're going to then take this knowledge, take these questions, and they're going to quantify it, right? They're going to quantify not only the questions itself, but they're going to quantify the engagement of the questions and how the data of that particular question and answer are actually being used and could be used and applied to other areas, other economies, other markets, other businesses, and things like that, right? Very, very fascinating idea, and I thought it'd be worthwhile to bring this up and to mention this ICO because I think there's a lot of potential here. Even though it's not really kind of seen on the surface, I think there's potential here because it's essentially a new paradigm, a new marketplace, a new kind of economy or ecosystem that they're building, which can be used in the future for a variety of different things. And one very interesting about Knowledge.io that I thought, was that instead of mining, so with Bitcoin and Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies, typically the mining is done by solving different types of math equations, different math problems, right, that are very, very complex, very complicated math problems that the computers will solve in order to validate and confirm that a block should be added to the blockchain, right? That's how Bitcoin, how Ethereum, and that works, right? So with knowledge, instead of mining by solving a math problem, they're mining by asking questions that people can then answer and contribute their knowledge to, which will be stored on the blockchain, right? And which will act as that mechanism to solve an equation to actually add a block to a blockchain. So Knowledge.io is going to be doing that with questions rather than mathematical formulas that need to be solved, right? So let's check this out. Let's check this ICO out. I think it's very interesting. It goes until April 21st, I believe it is. Yeah, token distribution ends April 21st. You can go ahead and sign up if you would like. There's already been many, many coins sold, over 7 million coins sold to date, KNW tokens already sold. And let's just kind of go through this. Meet the KNW token, right? The knowledge token. Knowledge token is an ERC20 token, which is basically the Ethereum blockchain token that will be available through our apps and a variety of other third-party apps that are part of this new knowledge ecosystem, right? So the way it works is that apps or users can then be rewarded by participating in this ecosystem. They can be rewarded with knowledge tokens and can then use those tokens to buy products or services over their marketplace. And these guys have contracted with other retailers, other merchants, so they already have a huge database of products that can be purchased through these knowledge tokens, right? KNW token owners can buy products from our in-app marketplace. Advertisers use KNW tokens to advertise through our platform and gain access to our bot-free market data, right? The knowledge ecosystem utilizes the power of blockchain to bring zero fraud market data, right? Consumer applications. So let's just read through this a little bit. I want to make sure you understand what it is. Users that interact with the Knowledge.io platform are rewarded with knowledge tokens for contributing knowledge, right? So you're going to be getting these KNW tokens back for answering questions, for giving information about certain topics, whatever. You know, if you have an expertise in marketing or video or engineering or whatever, you can answer questions in this knowledge ecosystem and be rewarded with tokens, which are essentially convertible back to other currencies that you may want to use, like dollars, right? Okay. In order to, the KNW token is mined not cryptographic hashing, but by solving questions with knowledge scores that can be developed or by usage of websites and apps that have some associated knowledge value. In order to jumpstart the marketplace and ensure users can enjoy knowledge tokens earned, we have established relationships with merchants that will provide a catalog of 300,000 products. So these guys are already partnering with merchants and product marketplaces. I'm guessing it's something like an Amazon or an Alibaba or something like that, which provides products that users will then be able to buy through these knowledge tokens as they acquire them for answering questions. Okay, so that's on the consumer side, right? On the enterprise side, let's take a look. All right, so on the enterprise side, data miners, marketplaces, enterprises, advertisers, and third parties can use their knowledge scores as actionable intelligence to target and incentivize both digital and brick and mortar campaigns. Through integration with the knowledge platform, educators, employers, advocates, and others can value and exchange knowledge through voluntary or gamified interactions. The data is generated in conjunction with knowledge scores, will tell stories and identify opportunities in a way that has never been possible before. So this is where the platform gets very, very interesting. So picture this. So picture that millions of people are now contributing to this knowledge economy. They're answering questions in this ecosystem about any type of topic, right? Any topic you could think of. Think of Google, where people go and they ask questions. Think of Google, where you could not only ask questions, but you could answer questions and then get paid to actually answer those questions, right? Well, what would Google do with data like that? So this data will be the data that's the questions and the answers to those questions will be stored on this knowledge economy blockchain, right? They'll be stored in this ecosystem, in this blockchain, and after the knowledge is stored there, you're not only going to have the knowledge stored in the blockchain, the question, the answers that come from the question, you're also going to have the people that answered the questions themselves stored against that data, and they'll have an associated score associated with that as well. So an associated kind of intelligence or knowledge score, which will give them an opportunity to do business with other people in other companies, in other environments, right? And so Knowledge.io can then start to match the people up. They can start to match the people that are answering these questions and have this expertise or knowledge. They can then start matching them up with other companies that may need help or consulting services or knowledge in a particular area, right? So if I'm a marketer and I go to knowledge.io and I start answering all these questions about marketing, right? Well, I'm not only going to get paid for those answers from knowledge and from those knowledge tokens, but I'm also going to be presented with opportunities to other companies that may need marketing advice, that may need marketing help or consulting work or whatever, right? They're going to be offering my services to those companies if I allow them to, if I want them to, right? So they're going to open up the gate for these kind of new type of interactions between many different things. And it says right here, between educators, employers, advocates, and others that can value the exchange knowledge through voluntary or gamified interactions. So they can create all different types of games. They can create all different types of employment services. They could create all types of educational opportunities and services through this application. This is really where this platform gets extremely interesting if it actually, gets taken to another level. Now imagine Yahoo Answers or Google Answers, or there's been a lot of companies that have tried to create kind of this question answer type of ecosystem. If you look at the early days of the internet, this was actually a pretty big thing that people were trying to start and solve. And I actually myself, back in the day, this was like 15 years ago, with a developer at the time, we were kind of co-collaborating on creating this new answer marketplace. And then we just realized at the time that there just wasn't enough technology available to do what we wanted to do. And Knowledge.io is actually creating this ecosystem, which was never before possible in the past with just traditional HTTP, www, internet type of protocols, right? Now that we have blockchain, now that we have cryptocurrency and blockchain type of protocols, this is possible because all of that information can not only be stored in a database, it's a distributed database, right? And not only can it be stored in the blockchain, but it can be stored at a level that was never possible before, and it cannot be hacked. So you can do some very interesting things by coordinating all of these answers and questions and people into this massive ecosystem, into this massive database. You could then start utilizing that data in a variety of ways that we never thought possible. So guys, that's why I'm bullish on knowledge.io. I think it's a fascinating concept, a fascinating idea, and I think it's actually a very, very smart idea. Even for creating games, like games and entertainment itself, right? And they said their partnerships are growing, and they've currently partnered with Gaming Grids, Coinigy, TiVo. They're partnering with the right players to take this platform to the next level, right? So this will be very interesting to see how this turns out. The team is solid. I'm not going to go through the whole team right here, but the team is very solid. It's a big team, a lot of advisors on the team. The roadmap, I'm very curious. So the marketplace is going to be launched with dropshipper integration in Q3 of 2018. Let's see, knowledge. They'll probably have some sort of ranking system, right? So here's the ICO, right? I said IPO. Whew. It's the ICO. Okay, so here's the ICO information, right? So the crowd sale cap is 19 million. The minimum is $200, right? The total supply of tokens, that's what I'm looking at here. Total supply. I'm not seeing the total supply of tokens, but I will look at that in just a second here. Okay. So anyway, that is knowledge.io. Check out their white paper. I'm not going to go through their white paper right now, but it is a well-written white paper. I've glanced at it a bit. I've read a little bit of it. I haven't gone completely through it, but check it out. It gives a lot more information to the things I'm referring to. It gives more information in terms of how they're going to build out their platform, how they're going to scale this business. And I think it's going to be a fun ride to see how this turns out. I've already invested a couple hundred, about $400 or $500 into this particular ICO back maybe, I don't know, a couple weeks back. But now I'm making a video because I've revisited it, and I think it's just a really, really great idea. Others are bullish on this. I think John McAfee, I think, may have said something about this. But anyway, take a look. Let me know what you think. I'd love to know. I'm Dan from CryptoCamacho.com. Hopefully you found this useful. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do by clicking on that huge red button right below that says subscribe with 10,000. I'd like that to say 15,000. So give that a little click, and next time you want to watch my videos, they'll just come right to you, You'll get a notification. It'll come right to you, and you can watch it, and you won't even have to search. All right, guys, I'm Dan, Crypto Camacho. Go to CryptoCamacho.com for more information, and I'll talk to you soon. See you guys.